This drill is 2 checks for ulnar deviation. So ulnar deviation is the unhinging of the wrists, kind of like this. And many golfers benefit from training active ulnar deviation and then learning how to put it into the swing a little bit more passively. But a couple common swing problems result from trying to keep this radial deviation, or keeping the hinge too long in the swing. What I see on 3D, and you can see it on video, is that somewhere around here is when you'll start to see golfers really unhinging in order to get the club come from a shallow inside path, as well as to get the club low to the ground, which complements more the body rotation on the way through. So when I'm looking at video, there's usually 2 checkpoints that I'm looking for to see if we need to add a little bit more ulnar deviation. One is from the face-on camera, and one is from the down-the-line camera. From the down-the-line camera, we're going to look at the club when it's about shaft parallel, and then just a few frames after it. So basically from here through there. You'll see if I keep my hinge, or my radial deviation, that the club is going to try get pretty high during that little phase there. So then I would have to really excessively side bend in order to try to get the club down low. But even when I do that, oftentimes if I keep that hinge, you'll see that it looks like the club is coming into the ball from a steeper path, or you'll see that there's a pretty pronounced angle between the club shaft and my arms. As opposed to if I ulnar deviate at the proper time, so now it's down there, when I come in, it'll be closer to in line with my forearms, and the club will typically be sitting a little bit flatter. One hallmark, one trait that you'll see is if you do more of this style of release, you will tend to complain about pulls, and you will tend to complain about diggy contact. So your bad misses will be really severe chunks, not just a little fat. That can also be a sign that you might potentially need to do a little bit of ulnar deviation training or unhinged training. The second piece from the face-on camera is looking more at the follow-through. So a great time to see if there was full unhinge is looking at this follow-through position. Now with the iron, it may happen just before parallel, and with the driver, it may happen even later and later. Some guys, like Jason Day, don't start rehinging. They keep that unhinged until the club is almost vertical. But oftentimes, if a golfer is steep from that down the line, or they didn't unhinge early enough, then on the way through, you'll tend to have a narrow distance here, and you'll tend to have a pretty pronounced angle. Or if you look at the wrist, you'll be able to see a little bit angle here instead of having more of an angle down compared to my forearm. So if you are struggling with getting a little bit more shallowness into your downswing or width into your follow through, it's very likely that you need to do a little bit of unhinged training. 2 key checkpoints are again from this down the line right about there, making sure that you can see the club getting into more of a shallower path, and then into the finished position, checking it wide there. So you can do this as pump style or 9-to-3 style drills, and basically what you'll see is if you look at those 2 checkpoints, if you get the unhinge at the right time, you'll tend to have really shallow ground contact, which tends to give you a much bigger margin of error.